unsettle you a little bit. I'm looking at you, Scott. If that didn't unsettle you just a tiny bit to try and jump your mind to that, we have a Scott Cochran coming up. Just be prepared. I'm kidding, I love Scott. But no, seriously, like. No, you're going up, it's your turn.
Oh, right.
Yeah?
I thought you were going to tell a joke.
No, I wasn't gonna tell jokes, they don't like me.
Oh, they like you just fine. I gotta turn this down a little bit. This is down. Is that better? About the same? All right. Well, I'm a little disgusted by the content so far, so I'm going to bring it down to more family-friendly. I wrote this fairy tale, and it's pretty grim. Once, in the magical Kingdom of Savannah, there was a little girl, and she was very, very little. And in fact, she wasn't a girl at all. She was a transvestite. In fact, she was the smallest transvestite in the entire Kingdom of Savannah. But even though this transvestite, this very, very small transvestite, was a very sweet transvestite, she had an evil transvestite stepmom and 2 evil transvestite stepsisters. And they were very mean to her. They wouldn't take her shopping. We're going for our elegant ball gowns at the Big and Tall store. And then we're going to stop by for cha-cha heels. We ain't going to Junior Miss. And even if we did, they don't sell no elegant ball gowns there, no cha-cha heels. Littlest Transvestite cried and cried, and she had to make do with the elegant things she could salvage from the Goodwill dumpster. The littlest transvestite, she always waited for her prince to come, but when a prince would pull up in the car, all the other transvestites would go up to the window, and she would jump up and down. She couldn't even be seen to the throng of elegant ball gowns. And she'd go, "Pick me, pick me!" And she couldn't be heard through the din of manly falsettos. And even when a prince came on, looking specifically for transvestite midget blowjobs, he pulled out this tape measure, 4'10". That's fine for transvestite midget jockey, but midget starts at 4'9". So I'll hunker down, said the littlest transvestite. It's just not the same. So she never did make that $20. And when she came home, my stepmother was like, "You ain't made no $20. You better be cleaning up around here or you'll put your shit out on the street." So the littlest transvestite had to clean the castle all alone while her evil transvestite stepsisters laughed at her and threw chicken bones at her head. Aww. And then when her sisters came in with the flyer for the transvestite ball, I want to go, said the littlest transvestite. "And just what are you going to wear, your dumpster couture? And how are you going to pay to get in? You never made no $20. So they all went off without her, and she was left scrubbing the stone floors alone. And she looked up through the tower window, and there was a star. And she made a wish on that star. And on the top, the tiny transvestite with tiny wings, looking like a mix between Bette Midler and Cher, wearing Bob Mackey's Nightmare, carrying a little wand and a shovel. "You are going to that ball," the fairy godmother said, in a voice kind of like Kathy Griffin on helium. "Now grab my magic shovel, we're going to go dig you up a ball gown." And she did, and they flew off to the magical Kingdom of Atlanta. And with the magical shovel, they dug up the grave of John Benet Ramsey. "A ball gown!" screamed the littlest transvestite. "And all I have to do is take it in a little bit and wash off the bloodstains and rape." And then cha-cha heels, just my size, the littlest transvestite screamed. "And a tiara! Oh, and the stones on the tiara, they're so beautiful, I can almost pretend they were real." Then the fairy godmother took John Benet's skull and put it down, and with her magic wand turned it into a magical stretch Hummer. And they jumped into and drove out to the transvestite ball. With her beautiful tiara, her stunning ball gown and cha-cha heels, she had no problem making the $20 entry fee in a magical truck stop men's room. As they got to the ball, the fairy godmother waved her wand and turned 6 dirty hobos into weightlifting rent boys. And they picked up the littlest transvestite and took her on in the club. "Come back before dawn," the fairy godmother said, "or you'll turn into a sad little unshaven man in a dress." So she jumped up on stage and she found she could pretend to sing as good as all the other transvestites. And matter of fact, she vamped and sang her way all the way to the finals, where she met the reigning queen of the Savannah transvestites, the Lady Chablis. The Lady Chablis had been crowned queen of the transvestites when she blew somebody who then wrote about it in her famous book. So the Lady Chablis and the Littlest Transvestite, they vamped and vamped to a virtual standstill, but there was one thing the Littlest Transvestite was not good at, and that was hiding her candy. She was doing some dance move and the duct tape broke, and her member of unusual size broke through and started popping her knees like the bells on for ringing out Christmas. The Lady Chablis, sensing a quick win, looked shocked at the member, and then at the audience, and then at the member again. And the Littlest Transvestite, sensing just wanted to go home and die, but she swung her hips and smacked Lady Chablis upside the face with her engorged trouser trowel. The crowd then rushed the stage, took the Littlest Transvestite up on their shoulders, gave her a huge bundle of roses, almost as big as she was, and a queen's scepter. And she was crowned the littlest queen of the transvestites. And she found her prince later in the dumpster behind the club and made much more than $20 and lived happily ever after. Good night.
Apparently there's a disclaimer if that relates to anyone fictitious, living or dead. That wasn't actually about you. But yeah, so we're going to continue this on. Yeah, I don't know what you do in your spare time.
I'm an architect.
I don't want to know what you're going to come up with. Like, are you going to redo the Washington Monument since it's like cracked now? I don't know. I don't want to see your houses. There's going to be like little drop things. Like, what is it, Pirate's House, where they used to like drop people up? Whatever.
It's called Fun Dungeons.